This is Crete, one of the most unreal islands in Europe. An island filled with hidden lagoons, pink sand beaches, ancient civilizations, massive cliffs, abandoned islands, and places that honestly don't look real. From secret cave towns and giant canyons to some of the clearest water in all of Greece, these are the 10 best places to visit in Crete. Number 10. Matala. At first glance, this looks like a peaceful beach town on the southern coast of Crete. But hidden inside these cliffs are caves once used as ancient Roman tombs. And decades later, hippies from around the world secretly moved into them during the 1960s. Even today, Matala still feels unlike anywhere else in Greece. Number 9. Elafonissi Beach. This place became famous for one strange reason. The sand here can actually appear pink. Tiny crushed shells mixed into the sand create this surreal color effect, especially during sunrise and sunset. Combined with crystal clear shallow water, it creates one of the most unique beaches anywhere in Europe. Number 8. Seitan Limania. This may be one of the craziest beaches in Greece. Hidden between steep cliffs, this tiny beach became famous because of its unreal shape and electric blue water. But getting here can be dangerous. Visitors must hike down a steep, rocky path along the cliffs, and every year people underestimate how difficult it actually is. Still, the aerial view alone makes it look almost unreal. Number 7. Samaria Gorge. One of the longest gorges in Europe. This massive canyon cuts directly through Crete's mountains, creating landscapes that feel completely different from the beaches most people associate with Greece. The hike stretches over 16 kilometers, passing giant cliffs, forests, rivers, and abandoned villages hidden deep inside the gorge. And in some sections, the walls become so narrow they almost close above you. Number 6. Preveli Beach. This place feels completely unexpected. A tropical palm forest, a river, mountains, and a beach, all connected together in one hidden location. The contrast between the palm trees and the Mediterranean coastline makes this one of the strangest and most beautiful places on the island. Number 5. Spinalonga Island. This tiny island hides a dark history. Originally built as a Venetian fortress, Spinalonga later became one of Europe's last leper colonies. For decades, people diagnosed with leprosy were isolated here from the rest of society. Today, the abandoned buildings and empty streets create one of the creepiest and most fascinating places in all of Crete. Number 4. Knossos Palace. Long before ancient Greece reached its peak, Crete was home to one of Europe's oldest civilizations, the Minoans. And this palace became the center of their world over 3,500 years ago. Some historians even believe the legend of the Minotaur and the labyrinth may have originated here. Walking through Knossos feels less like visiting ruins and more like stepping into the beginning of European civilization itself. Number 3. Lutro. This tiny white village looks almost unreal from above, but what makes it truly special is that there are no roads leading here. No cars, no traffic, no highways. The only way to reach Lutro is by boat or hiking through the mountains along Crete's coastline, which makes it feel strangely disconnected from the modern world. Number 2. Chania Old Town. This is one of the most beautiful coastal towns in the Mediterranean. Venetian architecture, narrow alleyways, old harbors, hidden restaurants, and buildings filled with centuries of history. At night, the entire harbor transforms into one of the most atmospheric places on the island. And unlike many tourist destinations, Chania still feels authentic. And finally, number 1. Balos Lagoon. This place almost looks artificial. Located on the northwestern coast of Crete, Balos is famous for its unreal turquoise water, white sand, and tiny islands surrounded by shallow lagoons. And from above, it honestly looks more like the Maldives than Europe. Getting here isn't exactly easy. You can either hike down from the cliffs above or arrive by boat across the Mediterranean. But once you see it in person, you understand why it's considered one of the most beautiful places in all of Greece. Crete isn't just one destination. It feels like multiple completely different worlds combined into one island. So, which place would you visit first? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy discovering places like this, make sure to subscribe for more cinematic travel videos. There's still a lot more of the world left to explore.